Did you know you found your pot of gold? You hit the lottery. Everybody knows after the storm comes the rainbows. You hit the lottery.
Hey Kenos, welcome back to another video of cooking with Keno and Fitz. So today we're gonna be making spaghetti and meatballs. We're making homemade meatballs and some spaghetti sauce that I'm gonna flavor up to make it taste a lot better than it does inside of the jar. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Love you. And don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on your post notification bells so you can be the first to know when we post new videos on our cooking channel. Welcome. Keno darlings, so this is all of my ingredients today that I'll be using to make this homemade meatballs and spaghetti. Again, like I told you, we're not making a sauce from scratch, we're just making meatballs from scratch. But sauce and some herbs and spices, and then I have, in addition to the ground beef, we're also gonna chop up these sausages and add them to the spaghetti as well. Great flavor. I have my egg hiding right here. These are my garlics, my onion, bell pepper, everything. I just wanted to show you guys really briefly what I'm using, all of my ingredients. So if you want to eat some spaghetti and meatballs today and you want to make it along with me, I'll give you a moment to go grab your stuff and I'll see you in a few. Love you. Sorry, Kenos, I forgot to tell you about two of my other ingredients, which is going to be celery and lemon. And I forgot to put them in the video before, so I'm like, let me just grab that really quick so that way I don't leave anything out. And I'll show you guys how I blend and mix and do everything else in a little while, but these are my other two ingredients. All right, Kenos, so now I'm gonna cut up my seasonings. I have my 2 bell peppers, green and red. I got my 3 garlics in the place. I got my blood. I got my, whatchamacallit, my onion, and then I have a twist. I'm gonna throw some celery in there as well, and I'm also gonna squeeze my lemon, but that's a little later on in this. Now, because I mentioned before, if you watched the previous video, my husband doesn't really like, he's more of a visual eater. So because I love seasoning and I love using these ingredients, and I know if he sees chunks of them, he's gonna be a little like hesitant towards eating them. So what I like to do is I like to mince everything up as finely as I can, almost into like a paste. So that way I still get a combination of all the flavors, and he doesn't get to see the flavors, he gets to taste them. And then we'll go in with about 1.5 teaspoons of each. So here we go. I love that I still have this chunk of pepper in here. Like, that's great for me. So if Fitz sees that, he won't eat it. He'll just like pass it to me. But now I'm gonna transfer this over to my ground beef. But before I show you guys all of that, I'm gonna slice up the rest of this and I'll be right back. Finos, let's get these meatballs formed. Today we're just going to do nice and small, round. I don't want them to be as big as I made them the last time. I don't know if I showed you guys, but we just want them to be nice and round. What I'm gonna do now is actually I'm gonna fry up my sausages that we're gonna eat along with the meatballs today. But what I really want us to do in the meantime is have my meatballs set. Like they hold their form a lot better when you add your ingredients, you form them and you just let them sit for a few minutes in the meatball shape. They just kind of retain shape a lot better. So that's what I'm trying to do now. So apparently I made more than I anticipated. I was only supposed to make like a little bit, but I made more ground beef than I thought. It became more meatball than I thought I was gonna make. But it's cool because we like meatballs. So we can have this tomorrow for lunch. Which I think pasta is best the day after you make it. Like the sauce and everything just comes together overnight in the fridge. I don't know, it just tastes so much better to me the next day. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think.
So as you can see, we have meatballs of all sizes. Purely because I don't want to just have like 100 meatballs. So I'm trying to like bulk some of them up, make some of them medium, keep some of them small. The remaining I'm just going to make small, and I'm going to leave them in a bowl because I still have a good like quarter amount left in the bowl. Alright. Got my meatballs. Alright, this little one. Look at the little guy. Look at the little guy. Look at the little guy. Alright.
So now, sausages are going to go in the fryer. Alright, Finos, we're gonna get these noodles on a pop-in. Some people like to let their oil and water get to a boil before they add the noodles. I prefer to break my noodles and have it all come to a boil together. And another thing I don't do, I don't salt my water with my noodles, I only add oil. So today I'm mixing actual spaghetti noodles with fettuccine noodles. I'm sorry, no, with linguine noodles. So those were spaghetti noodles, and as you can see, linguine style, it's a lot more flat, and I can even pick this up because it's not that hot yet, and these are a lot more round. So I'm mixing them for him. Crack them into two and pour them in, and that right there will come to a boil within a few minutes, and I like to play with them as they boil. Keno, so the sausages are done, nice and crispy and golden. So now I'm going to add my other, now I'm going to put the meatballs on the stove, but I wanted to show you what's happening with the sausage and show you what's happening with the noodles. It's starting to come to a boil. So I'm gonna give this a quick little stir, and I'll just keep you guys updated on these as well. All right, Kenos, I have the meatballs on the stove. I'm using the same oil that I use to fry my sausages in. That's why it looks a little golden brown. But it's good because it's packed with the flavor and some of the seasoning already. And then ground beef creates so much oil on its own, and it already has so much water and stuff inside of it. So I didn't want to add anything more than I needed to. So I think this will be perfect. The noodles, they just finished boiling. Well, I just gave them a quick stir as they came to a complete boil. So I'm just gonna stir them a few more times, and I'll just let them sit and I'll watch them closely. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on these meatballs. They smell so good. All right, Kenos, I gave them a quick toss. Here we go. You just want them to get a little crispy on each side, nice golden crunch. I like the extra well done kind of stuff, but anyway. All right, Kenos, let's drain these noodles. Woo! Nice and hot. Nice and cooked, nice and ready. We're gonna shock them with some cold water. All right, Kenos, so I'm using the same pot that I fried everything in. I drained off a lot of that excess oil. So now all I have left is just the seasoning at the bottom. I'm using a mixture of sausage flavored and tomato flavored. You know, darlings, here's just an update on my spaghetti sauce, which will be ready in about 5 or 6 minutes. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. Sorry about all that steam. You know, it's looking and smelling great. You know, darlings, here we go. One for me and one for you. Just joking. I mean, there's more on the stove, but it's one for me and it's one for Fitz. Spaghetti and meatballs, handmade meatballs, and we had some sausages that we sliced up and added to the sauce. But as you can see, nice, hot, steamy. It tastes better than it looks. Or, well, yeah, I'm sure it does. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed this video, homemade spaghetti and meatballs. So, when this Fitz is Keno, babe, He's coming, sorry.
And when it's Keno, it's Fitz.
Then we have this bitch. Mwah.
If you never had anyone to trust, I can assure you can trust in us. Like when you calling on your best friend, I will be the loyalty you need to the end. Did you know you found your pot of gold? You hit the lottery. Everybody knows after the storm comes the rainbows. You hit the lottery.